Cheers, I do, buckaroos. How the heck are you? I am Dr. Beer Whisperer. Who else would I be, man? I'm trying to sign this thing, so my nose is a little challenged. But I just picked this one up the other day. Wichita Brewing V6 IPA 7%. But I'd also picked up by just a coincidence. Change angle here a little bit. By just a coincidence, the Piney River Mule, Missouri Mule IPA, and I noticed a lot of similarities between them two. So let me show them to you. This is the V6 here. Let me move that can out of the way. As you can see, I mean, the colors are damn near identical, right? I mean, I'm not seeing any difference whatsoever. This is the V6, this is the Missouri Mule. Now, I said my nose is a little challenged. I'm going to work with what I got here. But I got to tell you, man, the noses are just about the same. They're both plenty malty. They're both maltier IPAs. A hint of grapefruit. You might feel some botanical notes as well. Let's take a drink of that V6, shall we? Big and malty. Very big and malty, actually. You almost feel some sweetness, almost like a light brown sugar sweetness, a little bit of honey. Nice toasted malt notes. Actually, I didn't notice it when I tasted it the other day, but there I'm feeling some stone fruit in the middle there. And finishing up with, well, a grapefruit zest. Let me set that down. Got some Rockin' Jake in the background if you can hear it. Oh. Dang, I mean, those are damn near identical. The only real difference I'm getting... Yeah, I mean, exactly. The only real difference I'm getting is I feel the carbonation just a little bit sharper on the Missouri Mule than the V6. But, I mean, if I didn't know better, I would think they'd start with the same base recipe, man. Because these beers are... I mean, look at the color of those two. Excuse me. Wow. I'm going to set that down here. I'm going to finish them one at a time now. When I popped that V6 for the first time, I was like, holy crap, man. That's just like that one. Oh, mercy. It's so warm out here. I came out here, so I didn't think it'd be quite as hot, but... came out here and started sweating. Leave my glasses before I went outside. Now I sweated all over them. It's been quite a weekend. Friday I went over and had a few drinks with my friend Eric, who has a few groups on social media. That was a hoot, man. But as we wind up the weekend, I wanted to finish with these two beers. There's a lot of smoking this weekend, meat-wise anyway. I smoked a meatloaf to start with, and I smoked a tri-tip. I smoked some potatoes, some sweet potatoes. And I just grilled some corn. Didn't smoke the corn, just grilled some corn. I also smoked some chorizo. Don't want to leave that out. I smoked some chorizo yesterday as well. Ah, mercy. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, gosh, it almost feels like they started with that same base recipe, to be honest with you. They're just close, man. But both are maltier than what most IPAs are these days. Most are going away from this kind of a classic American craft IPA here. I don't like to use the word balanced because an IPA really shouldn't be balanced, but maybe approachable. It just doesn't have that citrus, you know. It's not a brunch IPA, nor is it a tropical fruit salad IPA. You actually feel like you're drinking a beer here, which is interesting. Don't get me wrong. This is no Looking at the cans here. Now, the Missouri Mule tells you specifically the ingredients are Ozark well water, malted barley, yeast, and hops. It's a beer, man. 7%. Both are 7%. I should have mentioned that earlier. Brewed and canned by Wichita Brewing Company, Wichita, Kansas. Hoppy, aromatic, and approachable. So they use the word approachable. So there you go. I personally like the word approachable better than balanced, especially when referring to an IPA. But that's all they say about it here. They don't give you ingredients. Keep cold, drink fresh on the Wichita can. So let's finish this one up. I was going to sit up at the pub, but these chairs are actually a little more comfortable than my bar stool. The one bar stool I was using got a little wobbly on me, so I put a different one up there, and it's a nice bar stool, but they sit a little higher, and it's a little harder to get on and off, especially for my old decrepit body, so it's easier just to sit in a lawn chair. And my neighbors were outside. He was doing some work out there, so I thought I'd give him a break and not go out back, because I kind of hogged the backyard yesterday. I was smoking for about 6 hours, so I figured I'll let them have the backyard today. I'll come out here and crank my music for about an hour or so before it's time to call it an evening. Well, I got some daylight. Yeah, wow, that's something. It does. I mean, I'll be real honest with you. Someone just poured a beer and handed it to me. I would have assumed I was drinking the Missouri Mule. I shit you not. I mean, they are damn near identical. Even side by side, I don't know if I can tell a lot of difference. The biggest difference actually is in the finish. The Missouri Mule finishes just a touch crisper, just a little cleaner, and just a little tighter carbonation. But that's really the difference. The flavors are damn near identical. For part-time pay. A great song from Rockin' Jake. I personally love this tune. Full-time work for part-time pay. Anyways, I digress. It's been a weekend. Wrapping it up. I enjoy cooking though, man, especially when I'm outside smoking. I was actually gonna save the tri-tip to cook today, but I was just on a roll. Decided I'd cook it yesterday and just kind of warmed it up today. I got it done yesterday, so when I got out sliced, I just sliced her thin. Oh, it's gorgeous, man. Made some horseradish sauce, which I use as horseradish and sour cream. Makes a perfect horseradish sauce. I did use just a pinch of salt, but just a little bit, not much, just a pinch, man. We got a little salad before that. That was nice, man. I haven't ate the chorizo yet. So I probably won't get into that today, to be honest with you. I probably ought to put it in the freezer and then eat it next weekend. To the Big Easy. To recap this particular beer, the V6 from Wichita Brewing, big malt notes, very big malt notes, both on the nose and on the flavor. But it is hopped to high heaven as well. That's why I hate to use the word balanced, because I don't think balanced applies. But it is approachable, as they say. Big toasted malt, a hint of light brown sugar, a little bit of honey sweetness early on, stone fruit in the middle, finishing with grapefruit zest notes. So there you go. That's how I'm going to call her. Going back. So there you go. Let you show that. I mean, the colors are damn near identical, man. Oh, my nose itching. I apologize. Might have to OD on Flonase to tame the allergies these days. It's brutal, man. So there are some slight differences now that I'm kind of slowing down and taking my time with it. Right there, I just picked up some bright orange notes. I didn't really feel as much on the V8. But again, that same kind of sweetness, a little bit of light brown sugar, because you feel just a slight hint of molasses, a little bit of honey, stone fruit in the middle. But yeah, the carbonation is quite a bit brighter, actually, even though the color and the flavors are damn near identical. Damn near, man. Yeah, now that I taste that, there are some subtle differences. Now that I'm kind of trying to pick it apart. I think that's maybe the one thing I really liked about the Missouri Mule is that carbonation, how tight it finishes. Yeah, it's a much drier finish, without a doubt, on the Missouri Mule for sure. Oh, mercy. I did some hash for breakfast this morning, so like I said, I smoked that tri-tip, and I hung it because we're using that pit barrel. They give you recipes to hang about everything instead of laying it flat on the grill, and I've never been able to do that before. So I found that interesting, but you hang it by the big end, but that means that point's going to get a little bit more done. But I took it off exactly when they said to, and I took it out. Let it rest for a little bit before I let it rest for about 25 minutes. They say 15-20. I just kind of let it sit there for a while. I cut a little bit off the taste, and it was just that tip was a perfect medium. So today, when I went to cut a big chunk to I cut about maybe a 4-inch chunk to grind it. I made some hash for breakfast. Where I started the cut, where I cut it yesterday was at a perfect medium. The cut I made at the final end was right at a medium rare where I wanted it. So when I cut some slices off for the wife and I for our lunch today, it was that perfect medium rare. So I know as I go further up, it's going to be that perfect medium rare to rare where I wanted. That way I can, heat it up fine. And that stuff was just so tender. Oh my gosh. I didn't marinate it. You don't really need to, but you can if you want to. Some will like to marinate cuts like a flank steak or a tri-tip. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of it depends on the cut, or the grade of the cut, I should say. This was a USDA choice tri-tip, so it's pretty good. The only thing better is a prime. Choice is pretty good. This one just had beautiful marbling. They had 3 of them in the case, but this one just had crazy good marbling, which is why I picked the one I did. But it was just so tender, man. Cut with a fork, I shit you not. Dipped it just in a little horseradish, just like it was prime rib, baby. I treated it just like prime rib. I said I didn't marinate. I did give it a rub. So when you order the pit barrel, they give you a sample size of their 2 rubs. They're all purpose and they're beef and game. So what I did is I took 2 tablespoons of their beef and game, added about another tablespoon of kosher salt, mixed it up well, and then just kind of seasoned it good on both sides. And that came out perfect. I used a combination of pecan and a cherry wood on it, and it just had that nice smoke. Wasn't overly smoked, but it had enough on there where you knew it was like like a poor man's prime rib, right? Because I swear to goodness, man, that meat is every bit as tender as a good prime rib. That's why I had the horseradish sauce. I was ready to go. So. Hey, life is what you make of it, folks. Just because times are tough, I try to shop smart. I don't eat this well all the time, but I buy stuff when it's on sale. Like, for instance, I bought all this stuff and I cooked all this stuff what I'm not going to eat right away, I'm going to freeze. So I know I've got plenty of stuff to eat off of for a while. I'll probably take one of those chubs of that smoked chorizo out, work on it throughout the week, put the rest in the freezer, pull it out next week, and I'll pull out a chub at a time. Got a pretty good sized meatloaf left, so what I don't use, again, I'm going to stick in the freezer. We'll get to it next week. And the same with this tri-tip, cut a little bit off, use a little bit here and there. If I got to freeze some, I'll freeze some. Or eat off it during the week. Again, use it the way you want to when you do stuff like this. I try to get creative. Like I used about that much from that tip end to make some nice hash this morning, and I kind of cheated a little bit. I had some frozen O'Brien potatoes, so nice, like southern cut hash browns with some onions and peppers. I ground that beef up, mixed it in there, and made a perfect easy hash. And I love hash. It's one of those great simple flavors. I'll probably try to. I thought in my mind, I'm thinking what I want to do with that beef. So I'm going to pick up some rolls on the way home tomorrow. Slice that beef real thin. Make a sandwich. This time of year, when the weather's as hot as it is right now, I don't want that hot sandwich that seems to be real popular. It seems like hot sub places or where everybody wants to go. I want a nice cold sandwich, and I've got some good Swiss. I've also got some good provolone in there, so I thought I'd pick up some rolls on the way home from work and, just have a sandwich, man. Have a sandwich and a salad, and there you go. Buy things when they're on sale. Cook them up. Put them in the freezer. Plan your meals out ahead of time. Even when you're on a tight budget, you can eat well if you plan right. So there you go. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, pervert wisdom man. All right, good guy. Cheers, y'all.